Alright, what's up everybody? It's B-Man1313 and I'm coming to you today with a double video, I guess it's going to be. Today is 2016 Black Friday ride. And I'm not sure how I'm going to mash these up or put these together. That's why there might be a couple intros or not. I'm thinking this is going to be the main intro for the whole thing. And for the series that I want to do the top 5 most difficult roads of North Georgia. And today I plan to hit 3 of them, hoping to hit 3 of them. I'm on number 2 right now, but I'll talk about that in a second. But I'm hoping to hit 3 of them. But I'm also doing my 2016 Black Friday ride and get out of the malls and out into nature. And I know REI was really talking more about getting out and hiking or whatever, but hey, I'm out of the malls. I'm causing less traffic right now, and I'm out here enjoying nature. To the 2016 Black Friday ride. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving yesterday, and you were able to spend time with your family, friends, eating lots of food, having lots of fun, watching or playing a little football. It's just an F day, man. It's just an effing great day. I love Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday. I had a nice time with my mom and dad. It was just the 3 of us this year. My girlfriend went off to her family to eat with her family. That's a tough one because it's either we eat with mine or with hers, or she goes with hers and I go with mine. And so anyway, tomorrow we're going to have our Thanksgiving, just me and her, put up our Christmas tree, and it's going to be nice, and we have our thing. So anyway, back to the ride. I've been thinking about doing this top 5 North Georgia roads. And what I want to do is start with number 5 and work my way to the most difficult one. I would love for you to comment if you live around here, ride around here, have ridden around here, if you've ridden a tough road that I might not mention, or just, second my list or a certain road that I put up there. Would love to hear from you. So put your top 5 list there, or at least your top 3 list of most toughest roads in North Georgia. And we'll see what we come up with. I just finished one. Actually, no, let's go. I want to do this, the 5 in a row. So I'm going to start with number 5, the easiest of the 5 difficult roads, and that's going to be Charlie's Creek. Up near north of Helen, maybe starting over near, oh man, I forgot the name of that town over there, Clayton, sorry, brain freeze there. Starting over near Clayton, outside of Clayton, north of Helen, west of Clayton, there's a road called Charlie's Creek. And although it was worse at one point, I rode it one time on the CRF, and it was one nasty road. Said I would never ride it on a big bike. And then went back out on it, and they had graveled it up and fixed it. But the Jeeps and the big trucks and other things got out there and had fixed it back up right. So it's not as hard as it used to be, I will admit, but it's still a pretty difficult road. It has a couple mind benders, as I call them, spots where it's more about your mentality, about the mental mindset you got when you try to cross the big creek crossing. I've seen some really good riders go down in that creek, even though it's only like 3 or 4 inches deep, because there's some big rocks in that creek. They're slippery. There's also a couple hills that are pretty gnarly. You got to pick some good lines. They got some gravel on them. They slide you up and down, and there's just a good mix of mud in there and everything. So I'll put that one at number 5. Number 4 on my list will be this one. Nimble Wheel. We call it Nimble Wheel around here. We don't add all the other stuff to it. This right here, you might say, well, that doesn't look hard. No, this isn't the hard part of it. We are now going up, and I will admit that they came through here with a tractor or whatever and flattened this place out, and they put gravel down on some of the ruts, and so there's not the big difficulties that used to be here. Hoping that going back down has not been fixed. If it has, then I might have to rearrange my list. After I edit this out, I'll let you know, because I wanted to do it before I got to that part, and then I'll make a video of the hard part. So yeah, number 4, nimble wheel. Baby rocks, baby head rocks, as I've heard it called. There's some pretty good rocks down through here when you start going back down. You got to pick your lines very well. It's just rocky. It's really what it is. Rocky and downhill if you're going this way. If you come back from the other side, which I don't think I've ever done. I have never come up the other side and back down this way. I've gone down this big time quite a few times, and I'll show you why when I make the other video. But yeah, nimble wheel, number 4. Number 3. Wow, this one's a toughie, and the top 3 are toughies to me. Man, because there's so many factors to what makes a hard road, right? Not only has it be difficult, but you know what? If it's really short, that kind of takes away from the difficulty. If you're only going to be struggling for a few hundred feet versus a mile or two, then, you know. But number 3, I'm going to put my one that I just did this morning before this one. My Area 51, my Georgia Area 51. It's an unnamed, undisclosed area. I've written it before on the CRF. Today was the very first time I rode it on a big bike. And let me say that I'm making this list as a big bike list. I think they're just as hard on the, well, sorry, let me rephrase. They're not as hard on a dual sport. My smaller CRF 250 will eat all these roads that I'm telling you about alive. But considering that that's the hardest stuff around here, it's the best I can do. So, so yeah, number 3 is my Area 51, undisclosed, unnamed area. It has some doozies of a of some hill climbs and hill descents, and I tell you though, if you put that, I can put that easily number 1 on the list if you go out there after a rain. Today I went out only because it has not rained here in Georgia. We're in a drought, and a really bad one. There's fires all to the right of me. There's forest fires out there north of where I'm at. And oh, look, you get a little hint of what this little business is up here. So yeah, you add a little water to that place, oh boy, it could easily jump to number 1 on a big bike especially. But as of now, I'll put it at number 3. Number 2, and here's, let's see if y'all could figure out, all right, there's 2 left that are pretty daggone hard around here. And number 2, I'm going to put flatlands. Yep, I have to put it at 2 and not 1 because it is a short difficult. The amount of difficulty that you'll face is only a few hundred yards. The road itself is wonderful. Some really nice creek crossings. But there's just a couple spots now. Once again, that one can easily go to number 1 if you add some water to it. I'm going to go do it today for the first time with a big bike. I've only done it twice now on the little bike on my CRF 250. So today we're going to go try it on the big girl, and only because it's dry. So I'm hoping that, you know, I'm taking the mud and the slippery factor out of it, and I'm only going to have to contend with the ledges. There's some rock ledges and some rocks in there that make it tough. So that leaves number 1. And yep, I'm going to put Trey Mountain at number 1, because that goes on forever. It feels like you're in difficult riding for a long, long time. So yeah, I will put that at number 1.